Hello. Holding out hope for your narcissist to change is an extremely delicate place, tumultuous place, dangerous place for you to exist. Hello, baby. The reason that it is because the literature, the research shows that they just don't, won't, will not, cannot come around. Now, I believe in self-evolution. I believe anyone can overcome anything. I believe that with hard work and toil and effort and reflection and all of the work that it takes, I believe people can move forward and through things that they have. The thing, though, is they have to want to do that. That is the key, right? If you like something about yourself, but everyone around you keeps telling you, this isn't a good thing about you and we would like you to change it, but you like it, you're not going to change it. You like it. Right? Why would you change it if you like what, The narcissist goes through life the way that they want. They would never, ever, 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 ever have the strength, the patience, the wherewithal, the commitment to put in the time and effort and energy to improve or change or come around to what you want them to be, to what they should be, to what any, and the word normal is relative and subjective, but let's just say to the level of a non-disordered person. That's what renders them incapable of change. I believe. Okay, all the research, every single video I've watched, over 1,000 and read endless, every single person has the one thing in common. Every doctor, every therapist, every person discussing this is that they can't change. They're correct. And I detest being the person to bring you that bad news, because it is a dangerous, the reason I think holding out hope is so dangerous is because we really do get dragged through more mud and more mud and more mud, because we're holding on like this, waiting, praying, begging, pleading, crying, hoping. They're never going to change because they're not happy. Deep down inside, these are disordered people that are miserable and hate their life. The way that they behave is to mask that self-hatred. They're surrounded by people all the time. They have 1,000 things going all the time. It's to distract themselves. They can't sit with their own company. Like, I like alone time, okay? I like it. It's taken me years and years of self-reflection, and there were a lot of things about myself I wanted to change, and I did that. But it's a lot. You sit, you reflect, you meditate, you journal, you work through things, you're reading things, you're talking to people. Maybe you go to therapy, maybe you don't. But you talk to friends, you talk to It's a lot to improve something on yourself that you don't like. You have to want to. Most of us do want to improve something that's a big, huge thing that everyone finds wrong with them. That they might look at most non-disorder. Really? Do I do that? Oh, I didn't realize. Maybe you'll look at it and realize you don't like it about yourself either. And that's where you're going to change. Like I said earlier, if you like it about yourself, there's nothing wrong with you owning it and saying, you know what? You don't like the fact that I blah, blah, blah. I like it. As long as you're not offending anybody or hurting anybody, right? You might say, I like this. I'm not going to change this about myself. But I hope that most non-disordered people, when approached with something over and over again that might be inflicting harm on others, would look at that and say, I might want to look at that part of my personality. I seem to keep hurting people, offending people, insulting people, alienating people. Hopefully most non-disordered people catch on to that and develop a need or a want or desire inside to fix it. And then the work comes in. And then you have to have the persistence and the courage and it's hard work to evolve inside and make a change, right? What narcissist do you know that would put in hard work for anything? Part of their disorder is they want things to come easy. They want money to come easy. They want love. It's not even love that they do, but they want a relationship, supply it all to be easy. Only so that they can wreck it and cause chaos, which feeds them. They don't want to work for anything. They'd like to see you work. That's why they feed off that chaos, don't they? They like to see you work and claw and beg and scream and holler and cry to get back to where they first, met you and were charming you. They love to see you do that kind of work, but they would never put in any kind of work. And it's really disheartening for me because I really like to think that any human being is capable of change. It took me a lot. I watched so many videos on change because I was really looking to find one that mentioned that maybe they could change, especially when I was in it with my narcissist and exiting the relationship and getting out of it. Of course you do. We all do. I was really looking for some hint of possibility that maybe he could go back to the guy that he was in that beginning love bombing stage, that maybe he could change and maybe he could not be this way and be this duplicitous and not be this way. I found nothing. Because they don't want to. They have to have a wish, right? If they like what they're doing, or they convince themselves they like what they're doing, because we know deep down inside they're full of self-hatred. You're slashing victims all over the place. No one goes through life who's truly inside a happy, well-adjusted, loving person. They don't go through life slashing up people. That's not what they do. Think of someone that's a good person, that's a loving person. Would they get joy out of bringing hurt to somebody else? Absolutely not. I'm thinking of 10 good people I know right now. Never, ever in a million years. The narcissist gets joy out of doing what they do. They get a rise out of hurting people. They get a charge out of the chaos. They like it. They like the cycle of it. They like to see you swoon. They like to see you upset. They like to see you, if they can get you back to swooning, then they like to see you upset. They do this cycle. Keeps you addicted to them. They have control over you. They love that. They love it. And the minute you break that control, if you have gotten out of it, or if you're still married 30 years, you might have figured out your smart ways to take control of that too. Just because someone stays with a narcissist doesn't mean they're completely victimized. There are many women, many strong women I know that have figured out how to work through it, even if they've remained, and they have kept their head on straight. Doesn't mean their narcissist changed. It means that the person learned to accept the narcissist and live with them anyway. They weighed the options, and maybe they're staying with them because you know what? This is their life. They've been married for decades. They have children. It doesn't mean the narcissist has changed. The narcissist, in their mind, in their heart, in their soul, in their being, needs to go through life in this way. They are broken people. And I don't know about you, but I would find that to be an impossible way of life, that you can't sit with your own company, that you don't enjoy your own company. Can you imagine? You can't enjoy your own company. You can't sit with your own self. You can't. You cannot sit with your own self. I can sit with my own self for a week straight. I enjoy my own company. I find things to do. I try to seek enlightenment. Always I'm out for self-evolution. There's things you can read. There's people you can spend time with. Sure, I'm not saying isolated on an island alone. But what I'm saying is I don't feel the need to partner up with someone. They absolutely feel the need to partner up with someone even if it's unhealthy. And if you're begging them to change to make, because you want the partnership, the union to be more healthy, they don't want it to be healthy. They want it to be tumultuous. They need it to be tumultuous. So why would they change? And they don't think there's anything wrong with them. Part of the narcissistic personality is this grandiose opinion they have of themselves. Grandiose. On the surface. Inside, they are full of self-hatred. And you can revel in that. And I don't mean to say that. That's not nice. I don't want anyone to feel like, yay, they're full of self-hatred. I wish they would all get healed. I don't like that the world has all these broken people walking around among us. I don't like it. I wish everybody could be happy, healthy, and if they want, in love. I say if they want because some people choose not to be. I know many people that choose not to be in relationships at all. Happy, healthy, and in love. That's the human condition. Eventually, that we want to find companionship. I wish that for them. It's a dangerous, dangerous place for us to hold out for hope for the narcissist. They would never be still alone long enough to do that kind of work. Because in other words, to do all that kind of work, you got to spend some time alone and not have distractions with other people to do the work of self-evolution, right? You have to. So how can you do that if you're moving from supply to supply to supply to supply? They can't be alone 1 minute. So they're lining up their next supply while they're still with you. Where's the time to work going to come in? My narcissist, in the months and months and months after we had broken up, that he kept trying to come back and say, but I'll change and I'll da-da-da-da-da. I said to him, if you show me, you would have to be alone and working on yourself for 6 months to a year before I even believed a word out of your mouth. Time and action is what will convince me that you're going to change. How much time do you think he ever made it? I think the longest was 12 hours before he was up to no good again. Do you know what I mean? So the action, up to no good again, and the time. Neither one was there, and it never will be. They don't have it. They don't have the perseverance. It takes a lot. They're not made of much stock, these people. They're empty vessels. They're devoid of any desire to be good. They just want to do what they want to do. They want it to be about them. They don't care if you're hurt. They're going to inflict harm just to see you spin. Oh, isn't this fun? Watch her. Look at her go. And with me, I've told you, I've admitted it, I'm maniacal. This mouth, oof. When I'm backed into a corner, I'm sure he thought, and my ex-husband used to say that too. I used to say, why are you laughing at me? I'm mad. He used to say to me, Renee, did you ever look in the mirror when you're mad? You're funny. And then we'd laugh and it would be over. Now with the narcissist, I think about that. With the narcissist, he got me so crazy, I can't imagine what he was watching. The animation, the dramatic nature that I can be when I'm that angry. They get a charge out of it. Why would they change if they like it? It gives them narcissistic supply to watch you melt down. It gives them narcissistic supply to find you, charm you, and make you swoon. Give them a swelled head. Look what I made her feel. I made her feel so good. Look how crazy I made her. I made her feel so mad. Why would they change that? It's disheartening to hear. If it's the first time you're hearing it, I apologize. But I am here to tell you, and the research is correct. I've talked to so many people. I've read so much. I've dissected it for you. I'm saving you the trouble in this little 15-minute video. Just trust me. Trust our viewers. Read the comments. I'm sure there'll be comments below this videos. I have some very loyal people, and they always have brilliant comments, and they come out, and it's a cooperative audience. Please read what others have to say, and they'll tell you the same thing. I held out for hope. I held out for change. I held out to no avail. And you're going to be disappointed every single time. And again, I apologize if I'm bringing this to you. If you're a new viewer or new to this topic, and you might be one of the people where I was holding out hope. Oh yeah, I held out for hope. And during that time, guess what they can do while you're hoping? Guess what you're giving them a chance to do? You're giving them more time to inflict more harm on you. So now you have more bad memories that you could have saved yourself if you just didn't have the hope and give them the chance to inflict those last few acts of horrificness on you. You know what I mean? So I am sorry. I am very, very sorry. You can peacefully, quietly pray for them to find peace in life like I did for mine and I continue to do for mine. But I've seen peripherally from a distance, just from the messages I continue to get from him, even though he's blocked, I continue to get different hints of messages that he's miserable. It doesn't mean they're going to lead a happy life. It doesn't mean they're going to go change for somebody else. It doesn't mean they didn't want to change for you. It doesn't mean you weren't up to the level that it was you that didn't want to make them change. But ooh, they look so happy with that person. No, they're not. They didn't change, and they're going to do the same to that person. I promise. So look at it again. If you're in the middle of hope, you might want to give that some thought, my friends.